I'm gonna go on again because I was told that somebody will be put in danger if I do something like this. That person is still going to do it because they know that I feel this way and they know that I'm not going to go after them. And if they are in my family, they are probably a dad of mine that doesn't come around me because he likes to hover around me as if he's some being that is superior to me that can do more than I can because he has more resources. And that's literally it. I I had an argument. I had an argument with my dad. I had an argument because I lived with him. I didn't want to live with him. I don't really want to live with my mom, but it's not because I have an issue with her. It's just because I know she doesn't like me. Now, does that mean that I don't like her? Not necessarily. I wish there was more that I could do for her because she's done a lot for me in my life and I feel like it's a burden on her. So she gets really frustrated because I'm not doing anything around the house. Which, hey, I really don't do anything anyway. The most that I do is wake up, eat a little bit, and go back to sleep. I could wash the dishes, I could clean the bathroom. I get that. It's barely anything. No one even goes in the bathroom, and when people come, I clean it up, right? The living room is a mess. That's because I live in the living room. I don't have my own room. If I had my own room, I would be a mess in my own room. It wouldn't bother anybody. I'd clean it up from time to time, which I always did, and it wouldn't make sense because they don't know what to do about it, right? So I was in an argument with my dad, face to face, because I felt like there was just things that we had to settle, right? But the fact of the matter is, I felt like this for a long time, right? There was never a time when there was a good thing going on that he would be there for me, right? And that was the issue that I had. Apparently, he's always busy. Now, he has the time to interfere in my life without me knowing because he feels like he's approached by me in a way that I didn't like or that he didn't like, right? Well, I was put in a position that I didn't like either, right? I tried to get out of it. I asked him for help, right? But I didn't ask him to come to his house. I wanted to go back to my house because I didn't want to be in their house because I knew that if I was in that house, there was going to be issues. That was something that I knew was going to happen. He felt like I was going to be around him and see that he was somebody that was well known and it was going to make us look great. It's not going to make us look great when I'm having issues and I'm pissed off all the time and I need to get somewhere where I have my resources to make myself a better person because I'm working at McDonald's. That's not a great thing to do. It's something that you have to do when you need money, right? So yeah, he's a great man where I'm from. He has a great position, but now he's doing things that a person that wouldn't be so great would do. He's doing weird shit to people, and I don't know exactly what he's doing. It's just information that's coming to me from wherever the fuck it comes from. Now, I can't necessarily go to the police and say, yeah, my dad's been here and he's been going around people's houses and telling them to feel funny about him because he's some god or something. And he thinks that he's a god because I'm doing things that people couldn't do before. Now they feel like they can. So he goes in there and they play these little games and they have all this little energy that doesn't make sense because if he really cared about me, right, he would come to me and say, hey son, I'm here for you. I'm out here because you were having problems and I'm out here to help you find out what's going on. He went and did some other bullshit that doesn't make sense in any capacity because if he really cared, he would ask me questions and I would tell him what went down. And he would say, well, to me it sounds like this, and this, right? But no, he comes out here and he makes a fool of himself and me because I'm out here actually giving a crap about what people are doing and finding things out. He's over here playing little funny ass games and trying to play hide and go seek and let me see myself as a different person so I don't have to go home with another person that I don't like because I'm weird and I don't have love for people. No, I have, like, I can't even explain, because if I explain it, it just makes no sense. The love that I have is just different. It's so different. What I would do for you is actually try to do something that matters. Not just, oh, here's something to hold you over and, I'm just gonna throw something out there and hopefully, you know, hopefully it feels like something. And I know I don't call you, and you're probably going through something, and if I could feel the way you feel and feel like you're going through something, and I'd call you. you know my grandma's car got shot up. I was pissed off about that, but you know what I did? I started to think. I was like, I was involved in something that I shouldn't have been involved in. They probably went to where I was from, found my family, and started doing shit to them. And that made me mad. So I came back here to give them what they wanted, right? Put myself in position to say, here, you wanted me, I'm right here. I talked to my dad, right? And I was trying to tell him these things. Right over the head. So me being like this is for a reason. There's nobody here that can tell me that I'm bad at what I'm doing, because I've literally understood this for days. Days and days and days. If it's years, I've understood it for years and haven't said anything. I know people cannot understand why I put it on tape, but putting it on tape makes it so obvious that if they make any other moves, they will be caught in their tracks. And if they try to make that decision where they're gonna put a woman in danger that makes me feel good about myself, they wanna put a girl that I know in danger. And I'm not saying the name for a reason, because I don't want to put names out there and make everybody super YouTube famous and like, oh, you're that girl that he was talking about on tape. This, and that is going to go really viral, and people are going to look at you and tell you that you are really vaginally aroused by a female because your simple nature is really attractive. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Okay, my simple nature is what it is. I'm who I am, right? This is about problems that are going on that need to be talked about, because if they aren't talked about enough, then everything's gonna happen that I've been thinking of, that my schizophrenia has been telling me, and then I'm gonna be in a position where I'm gonna have to commit crimes that no one should have to commit, and then I'm gonna be put in jail where other people are gonna put people around me and they're gonna rape and try to kill me. Like, literally, I've been hearing voices about people wanting to put rapists in my life so that they can rape me. I was touched as a kid. That shit makes me feel infuriated and worried and scared. And it's like, why would someone do that to me when I haven't even did worse than what they did? I've not done anything nearly as bad as them. He says that I did something because I lied to him and said it so he would reveal himself, right? Then he sees it as a personal problem, because that's why people don't want to be around you. You tell them things that don't make sense so they can tell you what they did. And that makes them afraid to even tell you things, because you come out and say that they were raping people and they didn't even try to do it. They laughed about it. They were like, oh, we were just using our family to be around girls that didn't need help. They lie about you. They lie about what you know. They lie about how feelings come out. They lie about where it comes from. They lie because they don't care about people. They don't care about you, me, or anybody. They look at us as the same thing. They see me as a female, and if they try me as a female, they're gonna get what's coming to them. That's all I can say. They're gonna have to shoot me and kill me before they do anything. because I'm not finna take that bullshit for no reason at all. And if I could, I would do the same thing, fight for them the same way. But it's really hard when you're very limited on resources. When your family is called for a reason that doesn't make sense, and you tell them not to do anything, you don't ask them to come out and start doing crazy shit, because that's how people get caught in fucking dumbass situations. They use their family to do something without alerting the authorities, which are there to regulate situations. If no one is there to regulate, then things can go so much worse than they already are. Because if we would have said something, then they would know who we are, they would know who I was, they would know everything, and then we would be able to prepare and protect ourselves. But that's not the case, because you don't even know who started it. You don't even know who's involved. You just put yourself in position to be in danger, because then you're putting yourselves around the unknown. The unknown will make you feel like everything is wrong. Then you start moving around crazy, and then people will feel for you, and then they will think like you, and then they will understand why everything happens the way it does. Maybe they won't. If they don't, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. I would post this on TikTok because it might get more traction that way, but it doesn't have to go anywhere. I'll literally put it on YouTube, leave it on YouTube, and just laugh about it, because that's how everything keeps happening. I put money out in the open so people can see what is going on. You have feelings that need to be talked about. For years, I've thought of all these ideas, and they've been placed into the biggest places you could think. Literally, systems have been changed just by simple thoughts that I've had, and it annoys me. It makes me mad, because it takes every profitable thing that I've had out of my pocket, puts it in the hands of somebody else that doesn't care about the idea, that doesn't understand the meaning behind the idea or the function behind the idea, and then it dies, or it becomes less than what it should have been. I've had this dream for the longest time of a facility that could help people understand stuff like this. It was literally for this reason that I came up with the idea, because of all the stuff that I went through as a kid, feeling like people were breaking into our house, feeling like I was about to do something, then I got knocked out or placed on the ground, and I couldn't do anything, and I was stuck. Like, I couldn't understand those dreams, so I had an idea for a machine that can project your dreams into the real world. Those people don't understand that. They don't understand that that's the very nature of what we're using as AI. But they're doing it for weird ass shit. Like, oh, I want to see somebody else with their clothes off. Or I want to see somebody drop somebody off of a high fucking shelf in Walmart. Like, what the fuck are you doing? If that's not AI, bruh, the world is getting weird. Like, literally, I'm trying to get people to realize that there is an issue being had with all of this not being talked about in the way that it should be talked about. Like, if we have these things going on, it's not supposed to go like this. If people are agreeing to all of this, this is an agreement that was made, and this is how people wanted it to go down, right? That's a different story. But there's people saying that their lives are in danger. I cannot sit back and let people be in danger. The reason I've been staying in my house is because I know that I will be set up if I come outside and I don't videotape myself. I'm gonna be set up by somebody, and they're gonna make me look guilty of something that I didn't do. I'm not scared to admit that I've done things wrong. I've put drugs out there before. I've encouraged people to do them. It was wrong of me to do that, and maybe I should do some jail time for it. That was in high school. After high school, I've told people not to even touch the shit because it's so dangerous to be around that it could put people in dangerous positions to where they have no choice but to do the things that they are doing. Literally, if you touch weed, people will literally start to make fun of you because you already have fun with it. Like, you already make people look weird and they don't care because they feel like they're going where they're supposed to go. They're going right where they're supposed to go. If you don't go where you're supposed to go, to think like this, you should be ready to go right inside of your family's home, take anything that you can, and just go where you feel like going. Like, make sure you don't feel weird about making me a great woman because I'm actually worse to you than they are. They think that you're some dude that needs help with his findings. I think that you're a trained operative that can't get away from people who have seen you as who you are because they know where you come from. And this is why I hate putting it on tape, because if they do see me like that, there's no proof of anything. There's no proof. You can't prove that I'm this or that. You can't believe somebody to be something like that. I have no points of contact. I'm gonna just put it like this. I have no points of contact. I have no anything like that. I don't have a weapon that I could use. I don't have the skills to be like that. The only thing I have is a care in my head. To care for somebody is not enough to be a operative. That's why I'm putting this out there. I have thoughts. I was part of the GT program. I know people talk about GATE all the time. I was part of GT. I was in advanced placement classes. I went to a few classes in college for psychology. I've been breaking down so that I can go back and finish off so that I can go where I'm supposed to go and utilize all the information that I have to be a greater individual than I have been, because I feel like I've been wasting my life doing things that don't make sense, even though the avenue that I was gonna go would have opened doors in that way. It would have put me in the field where I could do everything that I was supposed to do, knowing that that's the reason I was on camera, to see the surroundings and how they were affected by everything that was going on, whether I was involved or not. Spiritually, understanding that this is actually just things happening to you and you are realizing it, and knowing that there's always a connection with you and the world. You are attached to the world with a tether. That tether is like a web, and that web connects you with everybody that you've ever seen. I've explained it as a universe inside of yourself, whereas other people would explain it as an entanglement. I say that you're building an inner world, because if you were surrounded by friends, when I was younger, my idea was you would get a neighborhood full of people that you trusted, friends and family. You build that neighborhood up. You have all of these people that you can trust. Like, if I was surrounded by friends and family, this wouldn't be an issue. I could literally talk like this and there would be no problem. There would be no issue. There would be nobody that had an issue because they know that I'm like this. There's just strangers around you. If you live around strangers, like, it will be hard for you to even feel for people, because you don't know what this person is about. You don't know what that person's about. You don't know where they come from. You don't know what they do on a daily basis. If you have friends and family around, you at least know the basics of where they came from. you'd be more inviting to them. You'd be more welcoming to them. You wouldn't think that they were trying to do something to you or your family, because you would trust them and they would be more than likely just like you. That was a dream that I had a long time ago. Get some land, get my friends and family on that land, put houses on that land, have all of us around each other. Then we can build a business out of where we're at, build a facility where we have a business that is profitable, where we could do something that could help other people. It doesn't have to be something major and, oh, it's this agency or it's this. It could have been, we make shoes for people that need shoes, or we make freaking clothes, or we make machines that could give people hologram projections of freaking images, or a portal. Literally, I don't know, literally working on building a portal. There's, man, when I wasn't in such a passionate mood about all of this stuff that's happening, and I was focused on actually creating physical items, my brain is so retarded that it wanted to create a portal. It wanted to create like shit that isn't existing in this world. I don't know why my brain wants to make shit like that. Seeing electricity move, it just made me think, like, if you accelerate something to a certain degree, right, it creates it bends space, right? Magnets bend space, literally. Heat bends space. When you see heat hitting the ground and then it bounces off of the concrete, it makes little waves in space. The space is actually bending because the heat is so hot. It's bending the gas. It can melt the freaking solid matter. It could evaporate the liquid matter, right? Electricity generates heat. Electricity is power and energy. It's literally moving fire, right? It's fire that moves linearly instead of in waves. Using electricity in a circular motion, creating a warp basically in space. Only thing is, you have to be able to pinpoint location so that you can get where you want to go. You can bend space, but if you just bend space, you're creating just a wormhole. That's like CERN. Now, me, I don't know if I have the ability to actually go further than this, because I haven't researched enough. I haven't done enough learning. That's irrelevant right now because we're dealing with a crisis. The crisis is that there's people around me that are using other things to become more like me, like drugs, like video games. Video games are not bad to me. Video games make you more coordinated. Drugs probably shouldn't be in a lot of people's hands. Women are there. Women are women. We should not objectify women. I can't say what women want to be seen as. I can't say what women should be doing or shouldn't be doing, because that's not my place. I'm a nigga. I'm a man. I am a nigga because I'm ignorant, and that's what the word means, and I've always used it. But I'm going to use it in the correct manner this time. I'm a nigga. I'm an ignorant male. I don't know everything that I should know. For a long time, I've moved around as if nothing around me was happening. It was just whatever. Now I'm becoming more aware, and it's in an extreme way. So this is why I put videos out. Next video will probably not be about schizophrenia. I'll probably break down the spiritual construct that I've been researching for the longest time. I'll probably go into history, and well, it might be about schizophrenia or mental illness or something of that nature, discernment or spiritual gifts that are talked about in history, not just in the Bible, but in history in general, because I want to show it from this culture to this culture to this culture. This is how people utilized it. Sometimes when I walk around, it feels like I hear screams. I want to put that out there, just to put it out there. And if something does happen to me, I won't say that I'm not suicidal. I'll say that I don't want to act on that thought. I'll say that I feel like I have a lot more to live for. I feel like there's a lot of things that I could do for the world, and that makes me want to live more. If something happens to someone else, then that I know, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put everything out there in the open. It was a snake. That is a fucking huge snake. Just in that water, and I stepped in that water. I could have got bit by that snake. Wow, it's a lot of them in there, so they could be in this grass. My lord. Yeah. So there it is. Next video, I'm gonna plan it out. It's gonna be probably a history lesson or something like that. I'm gonna have more information. I'm gonna make sure that it's more clear what's going on, because I don't want any misconceptions, and I don't want people to misconstrue like the situation that's happening. I'll give some updates of the situation, because I have to preface all of this with I am considered schizoaffective, so it might be a misunderstanding or a misfire, or I don't have a walkie-talkie. It's not as clear as a walkie-talkie or a cell phone, which is why they made these devices, so you can have clear communication, because it kills confusion. That's one of my favorite sayings that I made up when I was younger. Clear communication kills confusion. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not a crime to follow your instincts. It's not a crime to be intuitive. It's not a crime to care about people and move in a way that is careful. But you should be definitely more careful about who you put yourself around. Like, if somebody seems suspicious, they probably are suspicious. If somebody says they're mentally ill, you probably want to stay away from them, because that means they have a lot of baggage going on, and most likely they won't let you come near them anyway, because they're in their head too much. If you have somebody that does sell drugs or smokes, they probably do more than that. They're just using that as the front. Like, drinking and partying is just like date rape. You give them enough drinks and they'll do whatever you want. You give them enough drugs and they'll do whatever you want. Drugging people so you can put them in vulnerable situations, and breaking into houses of drug addicts or drug users, and they can't call the cops because they're on drugs. Literally just different scenarios of people being trapped in situations where it costs them their whole entire life, their money, their home, and other people around them could possibly put in danger because they're being careless. And the only reason I say that is because I was careless. Now I don't want to be that way. Um, but yeah, if if I do get anything, it's probably me getting what I deserve. Um, Not me doing it to myself. So don't believe those stories. And there's probably gonna be more people too. But I just if I'm gonna put it out there, like if something does happen to me, just you know, be more aware of who I'm around and whatever, so that other people just don't get hurt and it doesn't become a chain reaction of people just being put in situations where they can't get out of them.